What's going on? What's going on, people? My mechanic getting ready to pull on up in here. He getting ready to go and get on up in here, do his thug thistle. So, y'all might hear me talking to him. I ain't necessarily gonna get off the string, but y'all might hear me talking to my mechanic. He just pulled up outside. Well, at least one of my mechanics. They just pulled up. You feel me? We in the building. What's going on, man? Huh?
I'm tired.
Man, you out of it?
I didn't get much sleep last night. I stayed up too late playing video games.
Oh,
I wasn't tired. I wasn't tired before I know it. Like 4:30 in the morning rolls around. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ! All right, I ain't sleeping for shit tonight.
I was drunk as a skunk last night, man. I woke up butt ass naked, man. Like, how I get here?
Oh no. Yeah, that happens though.
It was a strange woman laying next to me, man, with her drawers off. That wasn't so bad though, man. That wasn't so bad, And so that's what it was, man.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah, man, definitely.
It's something.
Definitely. Man. So listen, I know that y'all here for the drama. I know that y'all here for the drama. Okay. So before we get too deep off into it, let me make a few references. Let me go ahead and reference some stuff for you people. This is let's see here. We're gonna make a few references. Okay. So all right. Let me bring this up for the people. What's going on, Galatians 6:7? All right, here we go.
Hi, Angie. Hi. I'm going to start the clock at 1:43. 1:43. Hi, pretty brown eyes. Hi, 1:43. 15 minutes on this. Hi, APZ. What he said. That's my topic. What he said. Hey, Trev. Hey, Bree. 15 minutes. Starting in 1 minute. 1:43. 1:43. Because that shit there confused. Huh? I was what? What you said? What you said? CHU. What you said? I might not. I'm gonna come live tonight. Baby, because it's what he said. Listen, I'm just gonna say this before we got about 30 seconds, because I got what you said going on for 15 minutes. Because it make sense. Make it make goddamn sense. But it's what you said, not me. What you said, what he said. But I'll be on tonight, sit with the chat for a little while. I will go over some recapping and a little bit of laughter on the shenanigans. But we finna talk about what he said. with trying, I guess, to put some analogy on the fact about these guys, this email. Hit the like button, because it's a 15-minute. Hit the like button, because I got to share this information, because I'm a little confused. And car is spelled C-H-U or C-A-U-H, car, cuz. So what he said was pertaining to that other blogger who just came out, I guess, with having his time spent visiting the audio from R. Kelly, or I guess having a talk time with R. Kelly to gather some understanding and information about these emails that were leaked, literally leaked. So we know that the emails were leaked by an officer A. The fight that blogger has going on is that he is determining now to, I guess, haul ass on getting information of who Officer A is and not allowing something so corrupt from the inside of the Bureau of Prisoners, which is also connected to the word government, to happen again to other people, as well as how many other people has had their information tampered into. I'm going to give you guys this analogy about one Pap, and you guys as well, that also works in climates of government shit or computer shit. This computer shit's alone. Let's just say that. And of course, everyone is issued a fashionable encrypted ID or whatever to be able to log in, right? It identifies you, right? So the main people who develop these systems have it that way so that they are aware who is visiting inside information. There's a word that what he over there said didn't say. And that one word included when you get to an impromptu screen of private information, we're protecting people privacy and things, it would be none other than the word privacy. You are agreeing to that. I acknowledge this, I won't do this, I can do this, I won't do that. Your number goes in, or whether if you log in with your name, which is sometimes people put your 3 letters of your last name first, however they have these systems designed to make a person aware of who's logging in and reviewing what. Okay, so he kind of missed that word, because literally that's usually in every impromptu screening when you're logging in to particular information. So I'm going to use me for an example, right? I have to log in into a system to acquire certain information. Let me randomly pick out Bree in the chat. Bree is a blogger. Bree, someone that I happened to look up to see that she was talking about a case. Well, because I have the credentials to get into a system, and I may not like a certain person of whom Bree may be talking about. Now I am going to make a decision to risk my job when I know that I didn't sign into some shit saying with the disclaimers or the disclosures of what I can and cannot do. But oh, what the fuck? Who's gonna find out, right? Who's gonna find out? I'm gonna send this to Bree. I send Bree some information. One, I ain't got no business doing so because of what I just agreed to in the system, right? Everything in that system with what he said, yes, technically belongs to that establishment. I concur that. I do. However, once I have now used my privilege credentials, my privilege to get in there, retrieve it, send it to my personal email to send out to another third party because I feel like doing some damages to somebody. That makes it absolutely wrong. I have just established corruptive behavior. I've just established to you guys that my company, once they find out, have all freaking grounds to terminate my services. I cannot be trusted. I have violated the disclaimer and the disclosures that I have agreed upon. So I don't quite agree with what he said over there. I don't know how many of y'all may do, and if you do, then shout out to you, I guess. But it was totally, absolutely wrong. Period. Wrong. So I overheard, because I be in the streets out here sitting on the curbside, Trent say that. And I'm like, well, Trent, huh? I really did, huh? What are you saying that it didn't matter that Officer A did what they did and it was absolutely okay? We're going to go over to step B of my analogy of wrongful information, in my opinion, humbly, to Trent. I'm sorry. I tell y'all when sometimes I got a problem, my goddamn mouth be itching and tongue, and I just gotta be opening up my mouth. Huh? That shit was okay. However, Trent is opposing that just because this has happened, it doesn't necessarily carry heavy weight. You know what I'm saying? May carry a little bit, but not much. What the hell has this got to do with, all of that stuff? Well, let me go to part B of this, right? So Robert Kelly is addressing this information that was taken from him, which he assumed that whatever he put in, Cora links or whatever, that his information, once it is read and released to be transported over to his sender, that private information, number one, was okay to send to that sender. Two, we've checked it. You've done nothing wrong. Okay, you cooperated with the rules using Cora links or whatever. So we will let that continue to let that kite go on by, right? So, but Robert Kelly is also sitting there assuming that, well, I know that I'm typing in the system, but I also know that whatever I type, once these officials have read it and agreed that it's okay to send it on, they didn't stop it, that he did no violations, but there's people that was reading it and able to get into the system, was able to send his private stuff. They forward his stuff outside here to the world of corrupted people who decide to use it in their advantage to help make a decision that he felt should have not been made. He claims that some things that was put in an email literally upset a young lady. Okay, no matter what he was talking about, it got back to allegedly the parents of the allegedly upset female and all that stuff. So this is how the alleged female was persuaded to have this different energy from the energy that she had from riding in that little go-go gadget ass car in Michigan, from buying birthday cakes, from showing boobies on the screen and me and Joy is okay. This is what he's trying to explain to the people, in my opinion. Now let's move on to part C of this, right? With Trent, of course, is saying, in my opinion, that won't carry any weight. However, Mr. Kelly is making his point as to why his key witness in the New York trial carried out multiple lies. What caused her to do this to him on this stand? And he's telling the world what caused this, turning this female into this scorned person. He's telling you that as she took the stand against him, the reason what caused this, because there's always a cause and an effect, Trent, always. Now, how far did she carry out her cause and effect? How much of her story on that stand was truthful, or how much was lies that caused him or caused the government to bring her in after knowingly that they had established damn near a 5 or 6 year freaking relationship? How is what Mr. Kelly is trying to understand himself. So as he paints that picture for the people, which I think that, in my opinion, that he has all rights to do so, right? He has all rights to find technicalities in his case. I don't think that people should take that away from him. I have listened personally to people that didn't have some cases out here, as you said it out your mouth. So if you put yourself in that man's shoes, I'm pretty sure that the cases in all of the jail time in and out, whether it was regarding license plates or speeding tickets or whatever, that you were looking for a technicality to get yourself up out of jail as well. They are always there. There is always some loopholes to freedom. And ain't nobody should be hating on him for trying to find that freaking loophole. And if that's one of his loopholes and he feels like that it's going to work for him, then I pray on it and hope that it does. However, she sat on the stand and she told a whole goddamn book of stories. You, me, them are not going to be able to extinguish what is the truth and what is the lie. Only Mr. Kelly knows. And by him speaking out about what caused this effect, I am now to believe that he knows that she sat up there and expounded the freaking lies against him. That's what he is speaking about. That is a perfect tactic, in my opinion, to use. You start at the beginning of the corruption, and the corruption absolutely started when he had his rights voided out. It didn't matter to him because of some people not liking him. You steal my stuff and you pass it on. You cause this effect. With you were the cause of it, whether if it happened or not. So who is this person? Now that we know that you caused it, why isn't this person upholding the laws that they impose on you? Nobody wants to believe that their privacy or their privilege or their amendments are being stripped away from up under them. I can remember when Trent did come out, he was going hard on the Constitution. Amendment 1, 2, all the way to 14, 15, hitting them hard. So I'm trying to understand, how is that now an exempt procedure of helping Mr. Kelly to, it doesn't matter now. Them emails doesn't even matter now. Well, Mr. Kelly is feeling like that if you're going to prosecute me on something by using the laws, use the same freaking laws that he is entitled to for someone building a corrupted freaking case against him based on people coming out saying things that just were not true to win a case. Because I put in an email that but Belisha looks better than Felicia, you get mad. Because I told you, yeah, I might have was gonna marry you, but I didn't. So you're mad. So let's go on a stand and stretch the truth about that. Because I told you that I'm gonna take Belisha shopping and you can't go. Let's go off of that. Azarel showed the scorn part multiple times, and it all started to happen when the dates got switched out for her time to visit, for Joy to visit Mr. Kelly. She said it even on one of her IG things, you know. She was trying to save her. You ain't even seen Joy in over 6 months. I was the one there. She wanted some things, and if she did not get them by any means necessary, she was taking that stand. And you think that people can go up in a courtroom and raise their right hand to tell the truth and nothing but the truth and the whole truth, so help me God? Nah, it's a different God. They don't give a shit, especially when they know that they have the backing of the government to not what do you call it on the stand? When they get themselves in trouble. I can't even think of the word right now, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Yeah, that one. So, but to hear that, and that was the only thing that I came on here to say, because I'm sitting over here like, huh? What? Disclaimers? Disclosures? There's check boxes? You agree? Do you agree? Do you agree? Okay. Now we'll fingerprint you, take your picture, give you your number, let you in the system. Now they let somebody in the system who failed to uphold what those disclaimers says on that freaking impromptu screen. Not only do I get them, there's a whole lot of you out here as well that gets those. And if you think your company is playing with you, then go head on in the system and pick someone fucking randomly and go on out there and share their shit and watch what happens to you on your job. You're going to lose your job if it ever gets to, if they ever find out. You're going to lose your job. And you have to ask yourself, is it worth it? Then I asked her, well, if it's not so much of a bigger deal, then let's find out why is it that Officer A had a perfect timing of snatching what she could 158 or 60 or whatever the number times it was in 6 months, developing this stuff up against this man to send to a third party, and then retired. What she retired for? What you scared of? Why you didn't stick around for the fight? That's what I want to know. Why didn't Officer A stick around for the fight? Huh? Because she know one was going to come once this shit hit out here. Now you got gorgeous, whatever his name was over there, says that this isn't about R. Kelly. It's bigger than him, pertaining to what he does, pertaining to how he advocates and what he advocates for. And he did associate it with his time also being incarcerated. Well, he wants answers now too. I'm going to have to wait and see, because I like action. I'm going to see what he finna come out here and do, y'all. Woo, child. Who do I think? A little bit. That would probably be the perfect person, because I've been listening to him for a little bit. But then again, there's some things about this, that Ben Crump guy. Since he likes to fight the government, Ben Crump can make a really bigger argument alongside, if the George Gorgeous or whatever, gonna get Ben Crump. He loves to fight the government. He loves to throw them laws out there and what they not doing and bagging it up on it. I think that when it comes to the email things and finding the corruption in the system, dealing with this and the way the gorgeous guy implemented out here, that this can possibly be a whole lot of imprisoned fellas. They information getting leaked and this or that, and this is why most of them ain't getting out, or in that sense or whatever. I truly do, I really do, but that's here, near, or there. I think I lost some eyelashes listening to Trent this go round. Now, first I was listening to, over here laughing my ass off about the Bookham and the Trent thing, exposing pretty much themselves. Ain't no fucking way in the hell I'm about to come on no screen to justify any goddamn thing that I have about somebody that claims that they know that I already have it. If you said that I'm crazy, then okay, I'm crazy. If you said that I live in a shoe and got 12 kids and don't know what to do, then okay. But to come on here to prove it, I wish the bejesus pahoof I freaking would. I'm gonna be what you want to be. You the one gonna be over there looking like a fool. Go look like a fool. But I heard him, talking about this, and I'm over here scratching my goddamn eyebrows and eyelids out. Huh? See, because in one sense, you can't say that it's okay, but then have a justification of why it wasn't. Like, that's straddling. Like, make up your mind. The law is clear, it's precise, it's written, it's this or that. And the law it works in both favors. It should be working for R. Kelly right now. It worked for the government, but there's some wording, there's some shit up in there that works for him. Just got to find it. Now, that one there made my ass itch. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. That one made my ass itch on that. I was like, what in the fuck? Are you saying that it's okay what Officer A did because the information belonged to the BOP and she worked for the BOP? So that gave her the green light to snatch this man's personal shit, which they should be protecting. All computer systems should be protected. But that's what it sounds like to me. I don't know what it sounds like to y'all, and I try to have a very clear perception on before I...
That's enough of that. Next, we're going to go here, and then I'm going to respond after this.
What's going on, folks? I told you from time to time I tap back in. Yeah, I tap in from time to time. See what's up with everybody. What's going on? What's happening? What's happening? We'll let the room fill up a little bit. Just tapping in one time with you guys. What's going on? When pimps retire, do they become what? What'd you say? You must have Mayor Mac unpack that, because that don't sound right. When pimps retire, do they become makes? What is that? I think you misspelled or something. Max. No. there's so many different interpretations of what a Mac is. Some people think a Mac is a person that do everything, right? They might sell drugs, they might have a few holes, they might, they do a lot of stuff. That's what some people feel like a Mac is. Let the room fill up a little bit more. Let me go into a few things. Yes, sir. How's everybody? How's everybody? Happy Valentine's Day to you, Miss Keita. Happy Valentine's Day to you. How's everybody doing on this blessed day? Should I read the New Testament? I'm reading the Old Testament is great. Foundational. Yeah, definitely getting to read everything, but it's good to start in that Old Testament. Carlos, thank you for that 10. Definitely great. The Old Testament is my favorite. And the reason why it's my favorite, because it shows more of the relationship that the Most High has with walking with his people. It shows a lot of intimacy in the relationship in the Old Testament, and I like that about it. I mean, I love the New Testament as well, but the Old Testament actually, you could feel, I feel the relationships better than I do the New Testament. I feel you on that. Thankful to be alive today. I know that's right. Tony, what's up, loved one? Yeah. I'm gonna get into one of these little tapes. I've been talking to Kales, R. Kelly. Thank you for that blessing. Is that HOS com? Is it Holes com or what is that? Thank you for the $2. Yes, indeed. Yeah, because I've been talking to him, and so I want to get into a little bit of what he's been going through and what I felt that I can contribute to what he's going through. And we're going to touch on a few other things too, because I said that I was going to come periodically and touch bases with you guys. How do you personally interpret the story of Job, aka Sodom and Gomorrah? Well, the Sodom and Gomorrah story is not in Job. The Magnificent Seven? Yeah, maybe one day, up out of that Ohio. A lot of major players come up out of that Ohio. A lot. My dad's from Ohio. Part of my family's from up out of Ohio. Yeah, a lot of great games. Joe Langford and some founding fathers up out of that Ohio. Yeah. Let me see what I got here if I want to get into this one right now. Or this one here. I am. Okay, so listen. What's up, Houston in the house? All right, I'm gonna start playing a little bit of this right now, okay? Then we'll talk about it in a minute. I am. Okay, so listen. Let's put aside all media stuff, all rumors, right, all crap. Okay, because the internet is very powerful. In 2019, when I was arrested, during the first 6 months, my records, my
my telephone numbers, my telephone conversations, my emails were being basically stolen by a BOP disciplinary hearing officer. A disciplinary hearing officer is like a judge in the Bureau of Prison.
R. Kelly is talking.
And those records was being stolen and being shared with who was my girl at the time. I can't get into names and all of that stuff because I have a court case. But those records was being stolen by the BOP officer and being shared. She scanned them. She illegally accessed those records 153 times during a 6-month period. When she accessed those records, she also scanned 12 pages to her own personal Gmail. When she did that, she gave them or even sold them to a blogger by the name of Tasha K. Tasha K said on all of her platforms, all of her YouTube platforms, Wine and Dine with Tasha K, and she shared them with my girlfriend and her parents, who later on became government witness in my case. After seeing these emails, now let me tell you what was on these emails and phone calls. These emails had me talking to my other girlfriend. And it was 6 months worth of lovey-dovey talking and things like that between me and my other girlfriend. Once my other girlfriend was shown these things, of course, like any other woman, they became mad, became angry to the point that she left. Now that she's gone and she's angry, and she was continuing to be fed the illegal contraband from the BOP. This call is from a federal prison that the BOP provided. That's when she turned on me and became mad enough to say anything against me. And this is what happened. 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm going to say something that I wrote, but it's my handwriting, so it's sloppy, so it's gonna come off a little crazy because I don't really spell like that. But I understand that people may be out there, that doesn't like me, that doesn't even, that doesn't believe in me, or even believe the things they may hear about me, because they're entitled to that. That's what they're entitled to. But no one should have to go to jail because of what someone thinks about them, let alone through 30 years, or what they hear about them, or even believe about them. Not only that, but what this BOP officer A did to me was a federal crime. What Tasha K did was a federal crime. And the reason I say that because it's illegal to do what the BOP officer did. It's illegal for her to share my private, restricted federal information with a blogger who has over thousands of followers, hundreds of thousands of followers, and is very influential. Okay? It's illegal for her to receive federal information from a BOP officer.
Okay, we'll do some more in a minute. Let me break down why I'm involved and how he reached out to me. First of all, he knows the work that I've done on police accountability, and like I told him that I'm not going to promise you anything that I feel I can't deliver. And I don't really think this is about you. I told him I would share things, but I told him how I go about doing things is an educational process, because what I did with police accountability, I first had to educate our community about what the laws were, why this was something that should be important to you as an individual, right? Not just my brother, but why this should be important to you as an individual. So, so what I told him is that there's some things that I'm concerned about within your case, because it's not about you right now, Kels. I know you in the situation. I know you want to get out the situation, but what I'm seeing is even bigger than you right now. And what I'm going to address to the public is something that's significant that everybody should be concerned about. I'm not going to make it about R. Kelly. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to make it about R. Kelly. I want you guys to understand something. When I was fighting police accountability, there was some specific things that I wanted to point out that everybody, whether black, white, or whatever, man or woman, would understand why this is problematic. So he was explaining about a BOP employee, and what this BOP employee did was take his private phone calls. You see, take his private phone calls. I don't know if she sold them to Tasha K for some money, right? She scanned a lot of his private phone calls and sent them out to bloggers about what he was saying to one of his girlfriends that he wouldn't say to the other girlfriend or whatever, right? But this BOP employee, a person that worked for the Bureau of Prisons, Federal Bureau of Prisons, so overstepped her boundaries, right? Because if it was me, I would be irate too. If it was anybody, I would be irate, right? To go send something out, because what that's saying is that there was an intention that this employee of the Bureau of Prisons had. There was an intention in why she did what she did. Her intention, right, was to try to quote unquote expose him or reveal some things that wasn't supposed to be revealed. Whatever the situation was, she had no business doing what she did. So the reason why I'm involved is because that's what I want to shine light on. Because if the federal government don't do nothing about what has happened in this particular situation with this Bureau of Prisons employee, then how many other Bureau of Prisons employees are doing the same thing to anybody? You see what I'm saying? To anybody. So if you don't want to bring this person up under any kind of scrutiny for this federal violation because you just want to imprison R. Kelly, right? So you overlook the illegality of this Bureau of Prison employee and what they did and give them a pass because you want somebody that bad. Well, see, as the law, this is what you can't do. If you're representing any kind of law to the public, you cannot violate the same law that you're trying to make the public uphold. That's problematic. That's why I'm involved, right? Because I think this is a problem and it's a major problem. And this is not even about R. Kelly, right? It is about this particular situation that's probably rampant within the Bureau of Prisons. And they allowed this individual, this female, Divine P, thank you for that $50. They allowed this individual just to retire, right? Because there's a newspaper article, I'm going to find it and let you guys see, about this situation. I think back in 2019 or something, I got the article that addressing this situation of what this Bureau of Prisons employee did, right? And they quickly swept it underneath the rug because they feel like we got our man, right? And as long as the public don't know, then, it could be cool. But it just so happened that he got in contact with me and, you know what I'm going to do. I'm an activist. So I'm going to definitely let the public know the problem, because there's many of our people in behind those federal prison walls, because I was one of them, right? And if this behavior is being allowed to happen, then we need to shine the brightest light on it. For anybody that's in a situation, right, not to have something sent, right? I mean, it's different because your phone calls are recorded within the bureau. But once that goes outside of the bureau and you begin to sell somebody's personal information for profit or whatever your intentions are, this is problematic. That's a problem. And that's what I'm about to address. And this is what I told R. Kelly. Bro, I'm glad you called me. Thank you for this. But this is really not about you. Even though you was affected by what happened, it's bigger than you, because if it happened to you, it's had to happen to many of our people or many of anybody's people. You know what I'm saying? If people have the leniency to be able to record, to take your personal information, send it to somebody that is in opposition against you, for them to use it against you in a court proceedings, that's a problem. And this is what I'm trying to talk to you guys about. This is the educational process, because see, people will bring it back to, well, what did R. Kelly do? He did this. Okay, we're not talking about what he did or what he did not do. We're talking about what the Bureau of Prisons have allowed, right? And you're supposed to be upstanding within this government. And this is something that we can't allow, period. It ain't even about R. Kelly right now. It's about what you have allowed, what you have not prosecuted, what you have not investigated, right? To assure everybody a certain level of privacy, that their personal stuff won't be given to their enemies, right? Or their personal stuff won't be used to sway somebody, right? To then come testify or whatever. So if you're going to be the law or you're going to be the government, then we're going to hold you accountable like you hold us accountable. We're not going to let you off the hook because you ain't never let us off the hook. So we want to know what has happened to this person, because you guys haven't released her name. What has happened to her? What has happened to this situation where this Bureau of Prisons employee have actually done some illegal things? What have you done about that situation? Because we ain't even talking about R. Kelly right now. We're talking about this situation. That's what we want to know. And that's what I'm going to keep pushing for. Right? Because it's only fair, because you hold us accountable, for us to then hold you accountable too, to your behavior. Okay, I'm going to finish some of the conversation with R. Kelly.
To even share it. These are federal crimes, and they happened 4 years ago, and there's still to this day has been no arrest. Okay, or they haven't been charged. Okay, so, and then I said, Officer A, who they're just, they only describe her as Officer A. They don't give her name or anything like that. And I found that to be strange. After 4 years, we still don't have her name. Officer A illegally accessed my federal restricted law enforcement information 153 times within a 6-month period. She scanned that information and shared it with blogger Tasha K.
Did you hear that? This Officer A, because they won't release her name, and that's problematic. Officer A, who is a Bureau of Prisons employee, right? Got went into his personal information 153 times, scanned all of that, and then sent it out to bloggers like Tasha K, so that she can then take the narrative, right, of what has happened, personal information, and send it to one of his girlfriends, right? Because the scripture says hell has no fury like a woman scorned, right? So now his girlfriend hear this. Now she's angry because he's see, all that is personal stuff. It should have never been released. It wasn't her business what he was talking to his other girlfriend about. And for a Bureau of Prisons employee to take it upon herself to go into his account 153 times, scan all that stuff, and then send it out to bloggers. and she hasn't been investigated, and they won't even release her name. This is bigger than R. Kelly. It ain't even about him right now. It's about what the Bureau of Prisons are doing about this situation, and this has been 4 years, and you guys, Bureau of Prisons, the federal government, has swept this stuff underneath the carpet because you feel as long as the public don't know about it, then it's good. Because if it's happening to R. Kelly, it's probably happening to as many people as these people want to go and do that too. And we need to know that you who hold us accountable, that you're holding your employees accountable at the same time. She needs to be prosecuted. We need to release her name. We need to understand what kind of investigation is going on. And we need to be assured that no other Bureau of Prisons employee is accessing things 153 times and sending it out to bloggers. That's what we need to be assured about. Because it ain't about R. Kelly, because that's what you're going to try to bring it back on. No, it's about you. It's about what you say you represent as the government. That's what it's about right now, right? So you can't hold us accountable and then not want to be accountable for errors that's going on within the Bureau of Prisons. We expect for you to let us know what you're going to do about this situation. And we're going to continue on with R. Kelly.
Shared it with others. These things were illegal, but the BOP officer was never charged for her crimes. And if she was never charged, do you know what kind of message that sends to the rest of the employees that work for the Federal Bureau of Prisons, the BOP? It sends a message that any BOP officer can just illegally access my federal restricted law enforcement information, my phone calls, my emails, etc. Send it to their own personal Gmail account. Give it to even sell it to an internet blogger or whoever they want to sell it to. This is the message they are sending to every BOP officer by not bringing charges against this one BOP officer. And no offense to any blogger out there, but the government not bringing charges against the blogger, Tasha K, after she's admitted that she illegally received and shared my federal restricted law enforcement information with my girlfriend, who then became the government's star witness in my New York case, is also sending a message that it's okay for any internet blogger to buy or receive government restricted law enforcement information and share that information with government witnesses. It's basically saying that it's legal to tamper with witnesses, with government witnesses. And I know that's not right. I know that can't be right. So you're telling me that the government would rather send a message that it's okay for BOP employees to illegally obtain, illegally scan, and illegally share restricted law enforcement information with an internet blogger, instead of sending a message that it's not okay to do these things. This call is from a federal prison. By charging this one BOP officer A for doing it, that's equivalent to someone who works at a bank robbing the bank they work at and not being charged for it. It sends a message that it's okay for anybody that works at a bank to rob the bank. These people are federal officials, not kids. They knew exactly what they was doing. They gave my private restricted law enforcement information to Tasha K. And why would a BOP officer, a disciplinary hearing officer, give an internet blogger all of my federal restricted law enforcement information, phone calls, emails between me and my girlfriend to my other girlfriend prior to my damn trial?
So, again,
man, we're gonna cut that off right there. Otherwise, this shit it'll be going on all day. But if you go to this video, you scroll through the comments, and who is here? Let me go ahead and blow that up for some of y'all folks. All right, maybe I blew it up a little too big. 1 second, so when you go look in the comments, who is this right here? None other than ineffective ass Sharon Winbush. Okay, who is it? None other than ineffective ass Sharon Winbush. Now, you might be asking yourself, hey, Trent, you said one papoose. I made over $1 million writing IT systems for the government. I stand on what I said. And you would be right. You would be right. I have made over $1 million in my career writing IT systems for the government. Okay. I have made over $1 million writing IT systems for the government. Okay. And just to give y'all an example of some of the things that I have written, okay. Of course, I'm in my office, so I don't have any of my credentials here, so to say. All right, I don't have any of my credentials here, so to say. Okay, but I'm gonna show y'all a quick little example of a security policy that I wrote. I got paid a couple $100,000 over the course of time to write. Okay, so let's see here. Let me open this up. All right. All right. This is a security manual that I wrote. Okay, it's several pages. Okay, all right. So, all right. Okay, this is a 45. Well, I'm sorry. This is a 60-page manual that I have written around information security. Let's see here. Acceptable. Okay. All right. All right. Now. Okay. So now that's just an example of a policy that I wrote. Not to, I'm really not trying to brag, too hard on myself. I take it all in jest. All right. Now, you can go over here. Okay. All right. We can go over here. All right. So let's go right here. All right. Now, come over here. That's me, my legal name. This is places I've been. these are places that I have worked. All right. Okay. And my career actually spans damn near 20 years. Okay. These are, the certifications and things like that I have. These are my credentials. You can go and look any of this stuff up on the internet. I ain't got shit to hide. You can go and verify, fact check all of this. Yeah, you can go fact check all of it. Oh damn. Hold on. Let me make that bigger. Okay. You can verify. Let me take this off the screen. All right, I'm gonna blow this up a little bit. All right. You can go and fact check, anything that I'm pretty much saying right here, okay? Building documented response, da 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 da. Okay. All right. These are things that I've done for high class government networks. Okay. So, really outside of what, owning my car dealership now, you see my career spans back damn near 17 years. And again, I got about 6 or 7 years that's missing off of my LinkedIn. My point in saying that is to say this. It's customary inside of any IT system that there's an acceptable use policy that says that all data transmitted through a system, whether it's in transit or motion, or it's at rest, belongs to the company that owns the system. That's standard, that's across the board, okay? I've written these policies for the Air Force. I've written them for the National Geospatial Agency. I've written them for the Army. Written them for the Navy, okay? Who are federal agencies. Everything has to be aligned with what they call a National Institute of Standards and Technology framework. And that framework calls for calling those things out. That the data transmitted and created, any data transmitted, created here belongs to the parent organization. Now, any one of y'all, this is the reason why come they hate me. Because over here, I make you think, why would I allow you to come into my network? I'm paying you to write a program. I let you use my electric, write this program on my computer. I'm paying you to write the program. Then when you get finished writing the program, then you still own the program? No, I paid you and gave you the resources to write the program. Therefore, it's my program when I'm done writing it. Anything in the government is going to read that. It may not be verbatim, but at the end of all of that, at the end of everything that you're checking out and looking at, it's going to be in there some way, somehow, damn near guaranteed. Now, let's get off into these other things, okay? All right. Now, they still saying that they don't know who this officer is, okay? They know who the officer is, okay? This is the court filing for that officer right here. Ahmed Locke, a special agent of the Department of Justice, Inspector General, requests a search warrant under penalty of perjury that I have reason to believe that the following property on premises located in the northern district of Illinois, there is now concealed, okay? And then it gets into a bunch of other stuff that I'm not going to read. Okay, so it says I'm a special agent for the DOJ, Office of Inspector General. I investigate various criminal violations, unlawful disclosure of sensitive government information, robbery, fraud, theft, narcotics trafficking, money laundering, ethics violations, and other official misconduct. Prior to my employment with the DOJ, I was a special agent with the Secret Service for 6 years. I received training in prep and service of criminal complaints and arrests and search warrants, and participated in the execution of numerous search and arrest warrants during my career. This affidavit is made in support of an application to warrant a search for a black HP desktop bearing a serial number, blah, blah, blah. Okay, now goes on, blah, blah, blah. Says a whole bunch of other shit that we're not going to get into. Boom. As described in more detail, the BOP had an officer named Officer A was suspected of accessing sensitive law enforcement information maintained on BOP's electronic systems, providing that sensitive information to an individual who then released it on a social media platform. And it goes through all of that according to the application contains emails, telephones, da 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 da. Okay. The system, it goes through saying what the system is. Nothing really there. Okay, so then we get down here. According to Officer A's personnel file provided by the BOP, Officer A is a former federal BOP disciplinary hearing office. Officer A was assigned to Thompson Correctional Center May 14, 2019 through December 31st, 2019. On December 31st, she retired. November 22nd, 2019, Warden Russell A. Heisner of BOP Metropolitan Correctional Center in Chicago reported an allegation of staff misconduct to BOP Office of Internal Affairs. According to the BOP Office of Internal Affairs, earlier in the month, MCC staff had become aware of a YouTube blogger named Tasha K. Using the name Unwind with Tasha K. had revealed sensitive. Now, listen. What's important is this word sensitive, okay? Sensitive. And I'm going to, this word sensitive, let me highlight it for y'all, okay? Shit, it ain't gonna let me highlight it because I'm not. But this word right here, that my if you can see my mouse moving on that word, that's a very important word, sensitive. Okay. Oh shit. Damn, I'm blocking it off. Okay, this word here is sensitive. I'm sorry, y'all. Sensitive is a very important word because sensitive as a cybersecurity expert, and this is my lane, I could talk about it because I got the credentials to back it up. As a cybersecurity expert, the word sensitive means that if released, it will not cause irreparable harm, but it's information that should not be released. Okay, it's better if it's not released to the public. But should it be released, should there be a breach, then there should not, you shouldn't have a major problem. Okay, that's important. Now, sensitive law enforcement information regarding inmate A, who is R. Kelly, who has been housed at the MCC. Inmate A is a nationally recognized celebrity whose criminal case has received media attention. According to the BOP Office of Internal Affairs, And based on a review of YouTube video posted by blogger Tasha K about MAA, the content revealed by Tasha K was contained in calls made by MAA that were recorded and maintained by BOP in the TrueView system. In other words, Tasha K revealed information that would have been known to BOP employees who had monitored MAA's telephone calls or accessed the recordings to those calls. According to the referral of incident report prepared by BOP, the BOP staff that had the authorization to monitor or review these calls were MCC Chicago staff and staff with special investigative systems rights. All right. So, what that means, what we call that in security or cybersecurity, we call that persons with a need to know. Okay. So, I'm going to repeat that right now. In other words, Tasha K revealed information that would have been known to BOP employees who monitor MA's telephone calls or access the recordings of those calls. According to the referral of incident report prepared by BOP, the BOP staff has the authorization or review these calls where MCC staff and staff with a special investigative systems rights. Okay. BOP provided the Office of Inspector General with logs that indicated which employee accessed records from its TrueView system, and when these actions occurred, these logs demonstrate which inmate records a BOP employee accessed, accusing access using the TrueView system, but do not further further specificity. Okay, but do not further specificity such as which particular records within the MA's files were accessed. Based on my review of the access logs for the period from July 15, 2019 through January 8, 2020, 60 BOP inmates access MAA's TrueView records according to Officer A. Based on my review of the access log, Officer A had access to MA's file 153 times between July 15, 2019 and December 12, 2019. Because Officer A was not assigned to the MCC, Officer A was not authorized and had no official reason to access the records of MAA during that period. Okay. On January the 15th, 2020, BOP provided OIG with the subject computer, which was used by Officer A during Officer A's employment at the BOP during the period of December 1st, 2019 through December 31st, 2019. Since January 15, 2020, the subject computer has been in OIG's custody. Tasha K's internet postings and Officer A's access of MAA's records. Law enforcement officials conducted an open source research to obtain further information about blogger Tasha K and any outline accounts associated with the username or the username Unwind with Tasha K. Law enforcement officials determined that Tasha K reports on entertainment news and celebrity gossip on multiple social media accounts using this username Unwind with Tasha K, including a YouTube account and an Instagram account. I reviewed the YouTube videos and Instagram posts made by blogger Tasha K that pertain to MAA. January 12, 2020, she posted a paragraph on Instagram that depicted MAA's BOP visitation list. The photograph appears to be a printout of MAA's visitation that was obtained from the BOP's TrueView system. The printout header indicates that the visitation is sensitive but unclassified. And again, I'm going to harp on that point. These are what we call insecurity in cybersecurity. This is a data classification level, meaning that it's sensitive, meaning that it may give some information up that you rather not have given up but it does not necessarily call for a data breach. Okay, it's not necessarily calling for a data breach. All right, and so everything is legal. Okay, sensitive but unclassified means that it's not classified data. Now, what he should have done, if they really wanted that officer locked up, he should have wrote his social security number in the messages. Okay, he should have wrote his name, birthday, and social security number and some personal health information in the in the emails. He should have wrote his name, social security number, and his health status, some of his personal health records in the emails he was sending back and forth. At that point, then it would be a prosecutorial event, because then you have personally identifiable information, otherwise known as PII. And when you write your health status in there, that's HIPAA violation. That's HIPAA information, which is another crime. Okay. Then it's a prosecutorial event because you have given a blogger access to somebody's personal health file. But a conversation that they had with a girlfriend is not a prosecutorial offense, because the data classification was sensitive but unclassified. All right, now let's keep going on. The upper left corner of the photograph of the printout contains the date, ad time, December 5th, 2019, 8:07 a.m. According to BOP, information technology personnel, this information indicates the date and time the record was accessed on the TrueView system. TrueView access logs show that Officer A accessed MAA's records at December 5th at 8:07 a.m., the same time that printout of MAA's visitation log was accessed. Officer A was the only BOP employee to access MAA's TrueView records December the 5th, 2019, 8:07. Other employees accessed it at other times, other dates. November 7, 2019, Tasha K posted a video on YouTube titled MAA Can't Control His Girlfriend While Behind Bars. The video is publicly available, and then it gives a link at 26-25-minute mark. She shares the information about MAA and the two individuals with whom MAA has a romantic relationship. At approximately the 26-minute 54 mark, she states the information came from a phone tap somewhere. Tasha K then divulges information from phone calls involving MAA, including the specific content of the communication. I also reviewed a YouTube video posted by a blogger, Tasha K, on November 8th, titled New MAA Enablers Revealed. The video is publicly available. Beginning at the 1 hour 30-second mark, she begins scrolling through her mobile phone and points at the video. It appears to be reading a summary of a call involving MAA. Tasha K then divulges information, MAA's phone calls, including specific content of the communications. Beginning at approximately the 1 hour, 1 minute, 34-second mark, Tasha K states she has the plug, and this information is all facts. I have reviewed MAA's jail calls from November the 7th, 2019, which were recorded and maintained in the TrueView system. Based on my review of the MAA's calls, some of the information Tasha K reveals regarding the MAA is contained in the recordings of MAA's jail calls from November 7th, blah, blah, blah. The TrueView access log shows Officer A's access MAA's TrueView's records November 7, 2019. The day that MAA made the phone calls that were discussed by Tasha K during November 7th and November 8th. 4 BOP officers accessed MAA's TrueView account on that date. I reviewed a YouTube posted by blogger Tasha K on December the 22nd, 2019. MAA's release emails proves he can't read or write. The video is publicly available. At the 1 minute 40-second mark, she states she has exclusive messages involving MAA, then proceeds to scroll through her phone and read portions of verbatim language of the email between MAA and another person. She then states that the dates on the email are November 11th, 2019, and November 4th, 2019. I review MAA's email communications with a house, which are housed in the TrueView system, and the information Tasha K reads during the video contained in MAA's email communication verbatim passages reads or the email communications themselves that are housed in the TrueView system. I have also reviewed the email communication Officer A sent or received from Officer A's BOP email address. These emails exist on the BOP network, and BOP provided law enforcement with the emails. November 13th, Officer A sent the email from her official BOP email address to a Gmail address. The Gmail address bears Officer A's first initial and last name and appears to be her personal email address. The email contained the attachment named Scan 0001. The attachment is 12 pages long and contains MAA's records from the TrueView system. The first 4 pages of the email attachment appear to be scans of printouts of MAA's visitor logs. The corner of each page has been ripped away or obscured in the scanning process. According to the BOP IT staff, and then we have to notate this this thing right here. It says right here, point. This is a point. Okay, as set forth more fully below, a warning banner appearing on all BOP electronic devices states users should have no expectation of privacy as to any communication on or information stored within the system, including information stored on the network. Emphasis added. Okay, so for One Papoose, those of y'all who are over here from One Papoose's channel, okay, will anybody? I'll challenge any. You know, I'm gonna put my number up here. Okay, all right. I'm gonna put my number up here. Okay. And you know, if y'all want, I challenge anybody to call in and read that footnote right there on section 2. You feel me? I just need one person brave enough to call up. We need one person who's brave enough to call up and read what it states right here. Okay. What does it state at the bottom of the page on page 8? And this is, I guess this would be R. Kelly's document, right? So, as set forth more fully below, a warning banner appearing on all BOP electronic devices state users have no expectation of privacy as to any communication on or information stored within the system, including information stored on the network. Meaning that if they access your information, you don't have any privacy. And they warned you. So what's all of the beef about, I might add? What is all of the beef about? Again, I have showed y'all my credentials. I showed y'all my LinkedIn page. In the past, I have shown y'all different contracts I've had with different government agencies. Okay, so this is something that I stated. I didn't really need to give y'all the documentation for it, but I gave y'all the documentation for it. Okay, he had no reasonable expectation of privacy. But since nobody called, I'm gonna go on, read a few more pages, and then I'm gonna get to what the problem was with Gorgeous Drake. Now, IT personnel, the corner of the page would have contained the date and time that the record has been accessed. Page 5 of the attachment contains email A's funding log, which demonstrates transaction of funds flowing to MAA and details on those funds, including name and address of the sender, the amount sent. Again, the corners of the page were torn and obscured to where there is no date. Okay. Page 7 of the attachment includes log information on email communications received by MAA and lists the time of communication and sender's email address. In handwriting below this log, someone has written calls her cookie from Empire. Okay, now, so that's Taraji P. Henson. So Taraji P. Henson sent she sent the care package to Uncle Rob. All right, now. All right, they got the computer here. I ain't gonna read y'all all of this shit, but here we go. Let's say this warning banner states, by accessing and using this computer, you are consenting to such monitoring and information retrieval for law enforcement and other purposes. Users have no expectation of privacy as to any communication on or information stored within the system, including information stored on a network and locally on the hard drive or other media in use with this unit. Okay, the warning banner lists certain prohibitions on the use of government resources, including using government-owned software, information, or equipment for unofficial purposes, exceeding what is licensed or authorized, divulging sensitive government information to any person who is not authorized to have the information, e.g. by emailing such information, removing sensitive documents, electronic media from the workplace. So, the officer was fired. The officer was fired. Okay, she was forced into retirement because she violated section A, B, and C. Okay. All right. So now, I'm not, reading all that shit. I'm not. Let's conclusion. Based on the information, based on the above information, I respectfully submit that there is probable cause to believe that the offense of unauthorized access to a computer to obtain information from the Federal Bureau of Prisons in violation of Title 18 United States Code, Section B, 1030A2B has been committed, and that evidence had instrumentalities relating to its criminal conduct as further described in Attachment B will be found in the subject computer as further described in Attachment A. I therefore respectfully request that this court issue a search warrant for the subject computer, more particularly described, blah, blah, blah. They get into that. This is the computer that I guess he wrote it on, and all right. Then it talks about what all has been seized. So there we go. Okay, so here it is. All right. So, for those of y'all who ain't seen it before, there you go. Now, we got that. So, if we can for a second, I'm gonna go back over here. So, when you have ineffective as Sharon Winbush, as seen right here, okay? This person, ineffective as Sharon Winbush, is a problem. Why is she a problem? Because why is it that you go and get somebody to spearhead outreach for R. Kelly that has been convicted of the same crimes R. Kelly is convicted of. Y'all don't believe me? Okay, here we go. Okay. Engaging in transportation of a minor, engaging in monetary transactions and property derived from specified a lawful activity, transportation of a minor for prostitution, transportation of a female for prostitution, money laundering, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So, that's pretty much, again, this is a case from about 22, 23 years, well, 24 years ago. If you look at this key date, this is from 24 years ago. This is what Gorgeous Dre, the pimp, who was talking in a latter video. This is his case, okay? So, you say, hey, grand jury, they went against defendant Taylor on indictment, a warrant was issued, blah, blah, blah. And he's going back, and kind of clean some of this shit up. But, man, we got the files. Listen, he kept getting motions rejected, motions denied. This is government to strike motions filed for voluntary joint discovery response. So this is his case, man. This is what he got. He had to do like maybe 15 years for this. So literally, you got somebody who she went and got a pimp literally to advocate for R. Kelly. Literally, she went and got a pimp, all right, or a former pimp, okay. But you went and got somebody who's been convicted of pimping and pandering, and having a young woman hold herself out. And many of y'all can go and get the testimony. Is the United States versus Andre Levon, Andre Levon Taylor, okay? All right. So y'all can go and get that case, man. But she went and literally got a pimp to try to bring clarity to try to bring clarity to the case. All right, this is, and these aren't even jokes, like these are literal things that was done. Okay, so I'm gonna show y'all this video and I'm gonna close it on out. Okay. This is who Sharon, ineffective as Sharon, went and got. Hold on, let me change this view up. All right.
Rules and regulations and guidelines. Before you even a pimp, you got to be a man. I grew up, my father was a pimp, my mother was a hoe. It was fascinating, really, as a 10-year-old boy, seeing beautiful women coming in and out of your house. And in the beginning, it was real fascinating to me. I mean, I was blown away. Wow, my daddy's a ladies' man, you know what I'm saying? My father would sit me down and he would tell me, he said, son, you see everything there is that's going around here. He said, and that's okay. But he never glamorized that to me. He never said that I want you to be a pimp. And he would teach me that you got to be a man before you be anything. He said you got to be a man of principles, of character, and some integrity.
So if you present yourself a certain way, you have to be consistently that way. And that's how you get judged. If you say, I'm a pimp and I got busted and I won't tell on anybody else. And when you get under pressure like I was, facing 50 years, and I didn't tell on anybody, then all the women and people who know me look at me with respect.
Good pimp understands the rules and the regulations of the game, so he knows what to impute into this woman. If you get a nigga that's from the ghetto and he don't understand, had no understanding about the game, all he can transmit to her is his ghetto mentality. So he might have a fine ass bitch, but the bitch don't make no money because she don't know how. This motherfucker think that she can go out there and just make a couple of dollars. That ain't shit. There might be a rich man or something. She don't even know how to be around this rich man. She don't know how to act or to seduce this motherfucking rich man because it ain't been taught her. He might want to fuck her for $50, $100, but he come fucking one of my hoes, he gonna get broke for damn near whatever he had. Because that's what I'm playing for. I'm playing for big stakes.
I want to thank the news for coming today. This is a really important day as we move towards the next phases of work from Initiative 940. My name is Monisha Harrell. I'm one of the co-chairs for De-Escalate Washington. And really, you came to hear these people, so I'm gonna kick us off. This work could not have happened without the voters of this state. And we want to first start by thanking the voters of this state for bringing us forward in this progress. And we are happy to be standing here together as a unified organization, as a unified group, communities and law enforcement and legislators here to work on the next phases of this initiative. I want to start by introducing the founder of Not This Time, Andre Taylor. He is also one of the co-chairs of De-Escalate Washington and has been a champion for this work in particular. And so to get us started, I'd like to welcome Mr. Andre Taylor.
Hello. I would also like to piggyback off of what Monisha said. We owe a great gratitude to the voters in Washington State who had the vision and the fortitude to believe in our tagline, building bridges between community and police. We want to thank you. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be here today. This is an incredible time, not only in our state, but in our country, for us to stand forward and set a precedent of what police accountability looks like, not only here, but for all over this country. I'm in great gratitude to Wall Cops, WASPEC, and FOP to have met with us over probably a year now that have been in those conversations. We've been able to build relationships and some friendships as well. That lets you know